Hello, hello. Welcome back to my space. I hope you are doing well. So, as you can see, I opened a few cards. It's kind of interesting. We might be talking about someone who is breaking the cycle, right? Um, I feel that we might be talking about someone who was operating in some kind of way that was uh, a reflection of their upbringing. Maybe I kind of even feel somebody maybe who tried to impress a parent. You know, they might have grown up searching desperately for the love and attention and support and maybe admiration of a parent. And so they might have operated in ways that were always focused on what would this parent think, right? So they were not operating from their soul, they were operating from a place of trying to get some kind they were operating from a wound, in fact, right? Trying absolutely to get the appreciation and support of a parent. But it kind of feels here that there is a release now, which is absolutely beautiful because very often those children who are trying to get this attention and this approbation of this parent, they might spend their life not being in alignment with themselves, not being able to realize themselves because they are just running after something that very often they never get, right? Because usually with a parent, it is not what you are supposed to do. Your parent is supposed to be your guide and your guide into helping you be in your own path. Here it is truly like I need the love of my parent. I need my parent to accept me, support me, and all my energies are going there. I'm creating the life that I think that my parent will finally approve of me, right? Give me the love. Something like that, right? So the first card that came out here, it is the backstory in reverse, right? This is why I kind of feel that we are talking about someone breaking the cycle of family, right? I kind of feel, to be very honest with you, that we might be talking about someone who is trying, in fact, to impress a narcissistic parent. This is what I feel, right? Because we have here in the second place the vanity, right? So it's all about appearances, it's all about how it looks from the outside. So this is why I kind of feel that there might be this element of this parent that in fact is holding on to their love for this child, right? Or confusing this child about their love. But it all comes from this narcissistic place, in fact, right? So, and then we have the card, the Arcana here. In reverse, with the Arcana card, we are talking about some kind of secret. So there is some kind of secret that is revealed. So are we talking about this child realizing something that the parent itself was hiding? Or did the child now realize something about this parent being toxic, being manipulative, being it's kind of this parent falling from their pedestal, which in fact is so important, right? So important considering here what I'm seeing here. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the disconnect. Oh, wow, look, and we have the perception. Oh, and we have the play. I have to stop doing that, right? I'm not looking at the card under the play. Okay, so yeah, it kind of feels here that somebody's seeing something from a very, very different perspective. They might have been in total admiration of this parent, seeing life only through the eyes of their parent. Their parent, in fact, has totally lived into their mind, and there is here this disconnection. So we are talking here about someone who is maturing, but we might be talking about a full-blown adult, right? Sometimes this might happen at even 50 or 60 years old, right? We don't have to talk here about someone who's 20. Very often it doesn't happen at 20. It might happen at 28, 30 and up, right? So anyway, I don't know why, but maybe because of the comments, I kind of feel the need to tell you that if you were with a narcissist, right, and you separated yourself from a narcissist, and so your children are under the lies and manipulations of this narcissistic parent, it's first of all extremely painful, but we cannot truly blame the children there, right? It's very difficult to get away from the narcissistic manipulation, and also see through, especially if you are a child or even a young adult. It's difficult to accept the fact that your parents might be using you as a pawn in order to hurt somebody else, right? It's difficult to envision that your parent might be lying to you, right? Even if you might consider and know that your parent is lying to you, it is something different, right? So very often the eyes are opening a little bit later on, right? So it's painful because it's truly a game of patience, because there is not a lot that you can do, in fact, right? So anyway, this being said, this is what I got from the cards, and so I wanted to get a little bit more information about those cards. So interesting. So the backstory here, that is now somebody releasing of this backstory. What we have here, it is the Fool in reverse, right? So somebody may be realizing that they were acting like fools, might be. What is written on the card here in the shadow attribute, the card came in reverse, it is using humor to wound rather than liberate, denial of your emotional truth, right? And then with the vanity here, we have this element of magic, right? What is written is seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things. This is once again, even though the card came in the upright, the belief that everything is possible, right? So, this here kind of considering that it is coming with the vanity, considering that I truly feel here the narcissistic parent, I kind of feel that the person that we are talking about here might have been very, very confused, because as we know, the narcissist is saying things, right? And then there is also the opposite. So they might have fed this child of a lot of confusion. Like, on one side, everything is possible, you can do whatever you want, you can reach whatever you want. And on the other side, doing things that is blocking this child. You know, it's like the image that comes to my mind, right? It is someone who will on one side, let's say, say quotes that comes of manifestation and the secret and you know, and magic and just believe it and you become it and all those things. And on the other side, when they are not speaking those quotes, their inner belief is in total opposition, right? And so it creates a total confusion for this adult child who is admiring this parent, listening to the parent, like if it was a Bible, right? And being so confused because the parent itself is confusion, right? And then we have here, under the arcana in reverse, as said, the arcana we are talking about secrets, right? It is in reverse, so the secrets are revealed. We have the angel here, helping those in need with no expectation of return. So what I kind of feel here, it is once again, you know, the narcissistic parent presenting themselves as being somebody who cares so much. Maybe they are a philanthropist and they are doing so many things for the community and it's all about giving, but in fact it's not, right? There is something here that is it's all in order to flatter their own image in some kind of way, right? Let's see here what we have. Yeah, we have the bully here under the deck. Highlights the tendency to intimidate others, right? Yeah, and then I saw the artist, so we might even talk about someone that is an artist, the parent is an artist, you know? Or this is the image that they are giving, so it allows them some kind of eccentricity, right? Okay, so listen, I feel that it's an interesting reading here. We might be talking about you, we might be talking about somebody around you, right? Maybe someone that you felt the need to separate from because you felt that this person was in fact in the shadows of a toxic parent, right? Okay, so I will put those cards up here. I will also take the last card that we have, and we are just going to take a tarot deck and get a little bit more information about all of this. I feel like using this deck here. Okay, let's see, let's get a little bit more information about all of this. Just a reminder, right? This is a collective reading, which means that it is a group reading, which means that it might be for you, it might be partly for you, and it might not be for you. So please take what resonates and leave the rest. Don't take on yourself a story that is not yours. 1 second, I want to put those cards here so I have them if I need them. Let me put those cards aside. Did I tell you that this reading can be past, present, future? I don't know. Okay, let me just put it to the side. Okay, so let's get a little bit more information about all of this. 1 second. Sorry, organizing my space. Okay, so let's see the backstory. Tell me the backstory in reverse. Yeah, you see somebody being blinded. It's interesting because with the two of air here, the two of swords that we have, wow, we have a lot of blocked energy because we also have the page of fire in reverse. Yeah, somebody might have been totally blocked because their confusion. There is here a lot of confusion. There is here somebody that they don't trust their intuition, obviously, because they don't trust themselves. And there is here a lot of confusion about this parent. Because I kind of feel that because they are trying to impress this parent, get the approval of this parent, feel good enough for this parent, all their attention is on this parent. But this parent, being themselves, at the end of the day, unstable, right? this parent being, I truly feel the narcissist here. I'm sorry, I truly feel here the yeah, you know, somebody presenting an image, saying things that sound good in the ear, and then being so totally different, right? This adult child truly trying to understand what they should do in order to be in the good graces of these parents, you know, and just being totally lost. Yeah, there is here some kind of truth that needs to be seen, intuition that needs to be heard, because of this confusion, because in fact there is no backstory. This adult child trying to have a clear vision of this parent, understanding how they could finally get the approval of this parent, should realize that this parent is all about appearances, right? So they are just saying things that sounds right, but or that are appropriate in the moment, sometimes maybe in order to escape some kind of discussion or win an argument, but it doesn't reflect on them. And a narcissist, at the end of the day, you cannot be in the good graces of a narcissist. Even if you would be, it would just be for a momentum, and it's because it is serving them, right? So yeah, with the Page of Wands here in reverse, somebody very confused. It's blocking their creativity, it's blocking their ability to move forward. 1 second, let me check that you can see all the cards. Yes, I can even move them a little bit. Okay. Tell me more here, please, about the backstory in reverse. Yeah, you see somebody who is not working with others, right? We are talking about someone who's totally, this parent is totally self-centered, right? So this child running after the approval and the love. Wait, there is a helicopter going by. Of this parent, right? Maybe wanting this parent to work with them, it will not happen because this parent is only working with themselves. And if they are working with others, it is only because it serves them, right? Yeah, look, we have this Page of Pentacles here, right? Somebody caring, observing, studying. This is truly what I was feeling. This adult child studying their parents, right? It's interesting. We have twice the page here. The page we are talking about the child, because at the end of the day, this adult child is a child looking at their parent with this admiration and this thirst for this parent to tell them, I am proud of you, right? Yeah, it's very sad. There is here something very, very sad. Okay, anything else about the backstory? Yeah, I kind of look at this backstory card here, and there is no backstory, in fact. This is the thing. There is no backstory. The Five of Cups in reverse. Kind of feels that this adult child has a very, very hard time to grieve this ideal parent relationship. This is often what keeps people stuck, right? There is here for anyone that has been in a toxic familial environment, right? Especially if it's coming with a parent, there is this phase that needs to happen where there is this grief accepting that the parent that you deserve to have, right? The parent that you idealize, the parent that you want. Idealize, I don't even know if it's the right term, right? Because it's not even, you know, I kind of feel that most people who have a very toxic parent, they don't want much, in fact, right? They just want the bare minimum, emotionally, right? Emotionally, the bare minimum. But yeah, there is here this element of grieving the fact that this parent will never give you the emotional mirror that you deserve. You deserve it, but you won't get it from this parent. And even if you will get it, they will take it away 2 minutes after, right? It's just, it is not there because these parents, they might even feel that this adult child desperately needs it. They might feel it and not give it as a way to maintain some kind of control, to maintain their pedestal, right? Okay. Tell me the vanity here. Yeah, listen. We have the King of Wands here and the Four of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I truly feel that this adult child is just eating up whatever this parent is saying, giving, because they totally admire this parent. There is here some kind of element of admiration, right? And I truly feel that this adult child might even not trust themselves, right? Because they became the shadow of this person, and yeah, I feel that they don't trust themselves, that they give the lead of their own life to this parent. Maybe for this parent to not be able, not to be proud of them. Because if you tell me to do something and I'm doing something and then it doesn't work, then it's on you. It's not on me. While the parent will still blame them, especially because they told them what to do and it didn't work, because they just said something that would look good. It doesn't mean that it's realistic, right? Tell me here the vanity. Yeah, the Nine of Cups in reverse and the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, they don't trust themselves. This is exactly what I explained here. They don't trust themselves. This adult child doesn't trust themselves, right? And they spend so much time trying to maintain some kind of balance, right? Because they don't trust themselves, because they are, I feel that the whole ambition of this person, this adult child, it is to see in the eyes of their parents something that they will never get. And the worst part of it is that I feel that this parent might look at other people this way, which in fact they are looking at other people this way, but it is all out of manipulation, in fact, right? It's all out of presenting themselves as some kind of philanthropist, right? So they are not looking at this child here, so they might look at another child with so much admiration. You know, this is often what's happening also with narcissistic parents. There is the golden child, which in fact it might sound like being the golden child is some kind of amazing place to be, but it's not. It's not, right? Because the golden child is also embodying some kind of role for their parent, and they need to represent this parent. There is a lot on the shoulders also of the golden child, right? It's not like it's the golden child, it's ideal. No, they also don't have control over their own identity, right? And their own life. There is not. Yeah, so I kind of feel that this person might even not be able to build their own life. They because all they are trying to do, it is searching for some kind of reflection in the mirror of this parent that they will never get, that maybe they got one time, right? And it was in a very specific moment, maybe because people were watching and this parent wanted to present themselves as being such a good parent, but it was fake. It was fake. Okay, tell me here the vanity. Yeah, winning at all cost. Yeah, I take it both ways, right? I take it for the child who is not understanding that the fact that their parent is not giving them the emotional support that they need has nothing to do with them, right? And so they are truly, they want to win it. This is the ambition of their life. Very sad. And also, I take it for the parent that will never give it. Because, in their mind of the parent, they might think if I give to my child what they need, they will stop fighting, right? They will stop fighting. So I won't give it to them. So they will continue to fight and become better and better. It's very cruel. It's stupid and cruel. This is what I feel. Tell me here the arcana in reverse. Tell me the arcana in reverse. Okay, we have the Seven of Fire here. Being defensive. And the Eight of Pentacles. Working towards something, some kind of mastery. The Moon in reverse. There are a lot of helicopters right now. I'm sorry about that. I will let it pass. Yeah, listen, with this Moon in reverse here, it is reflecting on what we have with the Arcana in reverse. Secrets being revealed. Things that are unseen that are coming to the surface. The Hermit at the bottom of the deck. 1 second. What was here? The angel helping those in need. Okay. Wait, let me see here because I'm a little bit confused. Okay. So it kind of feels that this parent was working very hard on trying to hide something here. The Hierophants. Some kind of contracts. Conditional relationships. Exchange of money, bribery. Bribery. kind of feel that this might be talking here about the way that this parent is maintaining some kind of control over their children. Yeah, regarding the work, this is what this person has understood now. What I got here, right, it is that we know that there is some kind of secret that is coming to the light, right? And we also have the moon here, so there is no more confusion. And I kind of feel that the confusion that is lifted, it is that the parent was doing something in order to keep their child stuck, like working and working and working and working, and it is not working. We might be talking about a smear campaign here. And then the devil card came out. So this is truly the trauma bonding. This is trying to keep somebody down so you have the upper hand on them. And I kind of feel that this is now what this adult child is awakening to. That in fact all the struggles that they were going through in their life, it was because this parent, you know, it's like a parent that will not give you the emotional support that you need, right? They might even be called neglectful, while in fact they spend their time like if you are not important, but behind the scenes you are important enough for this parent to go behind your back and spread some kind of story about you, maybe painting you as having some kind of problem, maybe mental problem. You know, it's the kind of parent that on one side, yeah, they will say something like that. My child is so talented, they are so good at what they are doing. But it's sad that we cannot trust them, right? Because they have some kind of mental health issue. So on one side, you know, they are complimenting, so you think that this parent is so loving, you know, but they will just say something right after for people not to want to work with them, right? But they are protecting their image by complimenting, right? Yes, so there is here something I kind of feel that this adult child might be realizing now. I kind of feel a smear campaign here. In order to try to maintain some kind of control over this child. They don't want this child to succeed. We might even be talking about a parent that is truly jealous, in fact, of their child, right? Which the child might not be able to see. We know that narcissistic people are very often, they are in competition with everyone. They are jealous, even of their own child, right? Okay, I love to see this moon in reverse, and I love to see this arcana in reverse. With the arcana in reverse, wait, arcana in reverse, tell me more. Yeah, I wanted to say that the information might come in a dream state. It might come from people that have passed to the other side. With the arcana here, we are talking about people that might not be, like when we are talking about our guides giving us messages, right? So some people might interpret it as intuition also, right? If you don't believe in your guides, your ancestors communicating with you, you know? So you might just have had a dream that has awakened you to something. Or they might also be that you interpret it as intuition, that you are finally listening to, or this person is finally listening to their intuition, right? Yeah, there is some kind of, we are talking about a legacy. Okay. I'm surprised that this Ten of Pentacles came in the upright. which is not a bad thing, it's a good thing. But I'm surprised because tell me, the Ten of Pentacles, the Hermit in reverse. Five of Wands in reverse. I like that. Okay, listen, it kind of feels, I understand now why this Ten of Pentacles came in the upright. Because we are talking here about someone who might be a parent themselves, right? This adult child, they might be a parent themselves. And there is here something about some kind of understanding that they are dealing with a person that will never listen to them. That might appear like, I tell you, I kind of feel the parent that present themselves as having some kind of knowledge, you know, that is some kind of philosophy. Might be somebody who's very much in politics or in philosophy, or you know, all those kind. We also had the artist card, right? So somebody presenting themselves as a free thinker, something like that, right? And I kind of feel that this person understands that it's all bullshit, and so they are stopping now to compete for attention of this parent. I love to see that. I love to see that. Yeah, it kind of feels that there is here something that happened that made them understand now something that they couldn't access before, right? And so this might be, if they have now their own family, that they are now able to somehow break this cycle here. Okay. Tell me something more here about the Arcana in reverse. No? Okay. Let's see the disconnect. Let's see the disconnect. Ace of Cups. Healing. Ace of Swords in reverse. Eight of Cups. Healing, healing, healing. Healing, healing, healing. So listen, I don't know if because we were starting with this adult child being stuck, right? So we might be talking about you, and so the message that is coming is that you might be inspired here to listen to your intuition, listen to your dreams, listen to what is the messages that you are getting in some kind of way, right? If this reflects on you, so this might be your message, because what you need to understand here, or what this person needs to understand here, it is that they are confused because they are listening to someone, respecting someone, not realizing that someone uses their word just in order to flatter their ego. It's all about vanity, right? It's all about appearance, right? It is creating a lot of confusion. We have two cards here of healing. Very interesting, because with the Eight of Cups here, we are talking about the disconnect, right? The Ace of Cups. Reconnecting to your own heart space. The purity of your heart. And it happens often by taking distance, or not letting this person affect you emotionally. Yeah, there is here some kind of mental fog. I will say it this way. Mental fog. Tell me here, the disconnect, something else? Yeah, the Six of Wands in reverse. This parent will never, ever allow this adult child to be seen as a winner. Yeah, we are talking about a jealous parent. This is what we are talking about. They want this child to feel as a loser. This is what they want. This is what they want. They don't want this child to outshine them. And the sad part, it is that I kind of feel that this child is feeling as a loser, thinking really that they have no value, when in fact this parent is acting this way because of the opposite. They know that this child has some kind of value, right? Yeah, there is here a lot of healing that needs to happen. A lot of healing needs to happen. Let's see here. Let's see here what we are getting for closure. Closure, please. Yeah, you see. This is somebody magnetic. This is someone who is in their full power. This is a free thinker. But you know what this mainly tells me here? I'm attracted to the sun here. I kind of feel that we might not be talking about you here, right? We might be talking about you being an inspiration, a light in this person's life. You might be the one revealing the secrets. Yeah, you might be the one revealing the secrets here. This might be what's going on here. The sun. Twice. Yeah, you might be the one showing something. And it might even be, you know, we might be talking about somebody who's in your life, or that was in your life. And you might not have been speaking about them. You might have just been yourself. But there is here something about you inspiring this person and maybe making them understand something about their legacy. Right? And as said, it might be that you haven't said anything. You might have said something, but you might also not have said anything. But by your example, by the way that you are living, by what you are saying, maybe about you and your own family, there is here something about you inspiring this person. It might also be that this person feels like a loser next to you because you are such a free thinker. You are just embracing your identity and moving forward. And so suddenly they, next to you, feel like a loser because they were just running after the approval of a parent. Yeah, there is here something about what you have communicated. Empty words. Emotional instability. Look, instability. No stability. Yeah. Yeah, look, the High Priestess in reverse. I kind of feel that this represents this parent, right? Presenting themselves as having some kind of knowledge, some kind of something, you know? But they have none, right? Yeah, I truly feel that somehow you are giving direction to this person. because this person might be totally stuck in this mental prison, stuck because of the importance that they are giving to this parent. Yeah, they might be stuck in their thoughts, stuck in trying to become someone that they might just be by themselves if they wouldn't give so much importance. Yeah, we are talking here about someone who is unhealed of a narcissistic parent. This is what we are talking about here, right? But it kind of feels here that they are awakening through you about something about this parent. I don't know where on the timeline this is, right? It is going towards the disconnection. It is going towards maybe saving their own legacy, right? But to be very honest, I feel here we are ending with the inspiration. So I kind of truly feel here that you might have put some kind of seed in this person's mind, heart, right? But I don't know where they are in their timeline with this story, to be very honest. Yeah. We know that it takes time, right? Like if you've been there, then you know that it takes time from the awareness to the total release, right? It's not something so easy. Yeah. So listen, I will leave it here. I hope that it was helpful. I hope that it was inspiring. Maybe even healing. I don't know who you are here in all of this. I'll see you in the comments. Wishing you a beautiful day, afternoon, evening, whenever you are watching this. Until very, very soon. Bye.